Some health experts suggest that walking fast should be a top priority if you want to live longer. A fast pace predicts a longer life, so you better get moving. But pushing for more speed in your walk could actually do more harm than good if you don't understand what your walking speed really means. Let me explain the problem with a quick story about my mom, and then I'll show you 3 simple things you can do at home to make walking at any speed easier, safer, and better for you. Most of her life, my mom was a fast walker. Whether on flat ground or on hikes, she liked to charge ahead, even in her 60s. By the time my mom was in her early 70s, early stages of dementia and the COVID lockdowns had slowed her down noticeably. She came to live with me for a while, so I had a chance to help her exercise. And the first thing I noticed was how skinny and bony her legs had become. That was a giant flashing warning sign to me, and I focused on that way more than I focused on her walking speed. Here's why that was important. I wanted to improve my mom's quality of life by lowering her overall risk of injury and improving her sense of independence. Pushing her to walk faster would have been doing the opposite, because here's what all the hoopla about walking faster tends to gloss over. Yes, walking fast can have cardiovascular benefits. Yes, in some studies it is associated with increased longevity. But someone who can walk fast comfortably, confidently, and safely has the requisite muscle mass and coordination to do it. If you force someone who doesn't have the requisite muscle mass and coordination, they might be able to temporarily increase their speed, but they will be clenching and compensating and using their neck and shoulder and any other muscle they can recruit to cheat and compensate. This will make them more susceptible to a trip and fall incident, which can be absolutely disastrous. In other words, walking speed shouldn't be the goal you fixate on. It's only a reflection of something that's far more important: whether you have good strength and control. So instead of focusing on walking speed, I focused on the state of my mom's muscles. We trained her hips and legs twice a week for very short workouts with very simple exercises. A few months in, she was walking noticeably faster, was sure-footed, and was even able to pick up her grandson. So if you want to be able to walk with confidence, here are 2 simple exercises you can use for a simple workout at home. The first is a wall squat. In its easiest, simplest form, you put your back against the wall and bend your knees to a comfortable challenge. Hold it till you feel your thigh muscles burn. 30 seconds is probably more than enough for most grown adults first starting. A light burn is fine. Take a rest, then repeat 1 or 2 more times. Don't be a hero, or your knees are going to be extraordinarily stiff and sore in a day or 2. As you get stronger, you can hold longer for a more intense burn. When you feel ready, lower yourself a few inches and build strength in that new lower position. If you hate the idea of being stuck in one position, or you just want a little variety, you can also do supported heels-up squats instead. Use a sturdy piece of furniture to support you. Start shallow and progress lower over the coming weeks and months. Never force yourself lower through pain or popping in the knees. Build control higher before trying to force your way lower. 2 to 3 sets to light to medium fatigue. To build more strength, try to do more repetitions without straining. Adding 1 or 2 reps to each set every week may not sound impressive, but over a few months, it will make an enormous difference. The second exercise builds stability around your hips. Hold on to the wall or a counter and lean toward the support. Lift and arc your outer leg in a semicircle, going both directions. Go until you feel light to medium fatigue when you first start. Make sure you do both sides. Then, still leaning toward the support, lift and arc your inner leg to train more of your inner thigh muscles. Go slow, focusing effort in the muscles around the hip. Keep your lower back and pelvis as stable as possible. And here's another variation you might like. Turn more towards the support and lean more forward to wake up your butt muscles more. This can be really helpful if you have recurring hip pain, and it will also speed up your gait because your glutes help push you forward. Together, these exercises make a simple, quick workout that you can easily do at home. Start off with twice a week, like Monday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Saturday, and make sure you take ample rest between exercises so that you feel fresh and ready to do each exercise with proper form. You could also consider doing one set of everything every day at a low intensity that doesn't feel like a big strain. That's a perfectly good option if you need the daily routine to keep you on track mentally and physically. Just take rest days whenever you feel too sore or run down. Whatever schedule you use, just remember that slow is safe and fast is foolish. Gradual progress is all we're looking for. And I want to show you one more thing that will help your walk, your balance, and it'll also teach you a lot about your body. This little drill is deceptively useful. Practice walking slowly near a wall for support. Focus on feeling gentle impact on the heel, rolling to the toes as you transfer to the other foot. Notice how symmetrical your feet feel. And don't be surprised if one foot feels like it has totally different habits from the other. Slow things down so you can feel where you're weak and out of control. Pause in those places to feel muscles in your foot, ankle, and leg fire up. Build control where it's missing, and your gait will transform itself. Spend 2 to 5 minutes exploring your gait, and let me know what you notice when you try this the first time. You can do this daily, even on your rest days, if your feet are up for the challenge. As you use these 3 strategies, you'll notice that your legs get stronger, your gait gets smoother, cleaner, and easier, and your pace will naturally pick up. How confident, safe, and strong you feel while walking is hard to measure, but it's a metric that directly translates into more quality of life. And also, just because you can walk fast doesn't mean you have to. Sometimes it's a good idea to slow down and enjoy the scenery. For more ways to build resilience for real life, go to uprighthealth.com/DIY. And for a true test of how well you're aging, watch this video right here.